Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
So now I want to show you a selection of tweets, several of them deleted, by Democrats and lefty politicians about what happened. Because, you know, we've been told for a while that words are violence. So if you believe that words are violence, then I guess violence is violence in the name of words. This is a real problem. Here's Ayanna Pressley. She's a congresswoman. She is a member of the squad. She happens to have alopecia. She says, "Alopecia nation, stand up. Thank you, Will Smith. Shout out to all the husbands who defend their wives living with alopecia in the face of daily ignorance and insults. Oscars, women with baldies are for real men only." Wait, what? Women with baldies are for real men only boys. Boys need not apply. And there she is, and she's got the shaved head too. So she deleted that tweet because basically she's saying, yeah, you're allowed to punch people. People are allowed to make jokes, and your response should be that you hit people. Again, this should not surprise us. These are the words are violence people. Okay, these are the same people that say, if you say something, we're allowed to burn down a building or break a window, et cetera, et cetera. Now I want to talk about alopecia for a minute because many of you know this. I wrote about it in my first book, Don't Burn This Book. I suffered from alopecia about 5 years ago for about 2 years, and it was quite horrific. Connor, can you throw up? So the image that I'm showing you on the left, it was significantly worse than this. I don't know where all the images are, and I didn't really feel like looking for them because it was pretty bad. But this was sort of halfway through, and actually some of my hair was growing back, and it started with, sort of quarter-sized or dime-sized little spots, losing hair all the time. It moved up really to the front of my head and everything else. The picture you're seeing on the right, that's from a couple months back when my hair was fully back. Alopecia, it's an autoimmune disease, and they don't know exactly what causes it. I went for all the blood tests and all the other stuff, and I was fine. So they chalk it up to stress usually. And interestingly, when I developed alopecia, it was right when I started talking about what was wrong with the left, when I still considered myself a lefty, and I was just getting unending hate online. People saying the worst, most awful things, and it was the first time in my life I was ever dealing with that, and I guess I wasn't dealing with the stress properly, and I was just losing chunks and chunks of hair. This is all my hair. I mentioned in the book how I dealt with it. I changed my diet a lot, got rid of a lot of sugar, got rid of a lot of carbs. I did PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. They take your blood, they literally take your blood from your arm, they spin it in a centrifuge, they get the plasma from your blood, and they inject it into your head, and it gets your cells going. It's rather extraordinary. People do it for all sorts of things. I've done it for my knee as well. Anyway, the point is, whether you have alopecia or not, I am not allowed to punch people who make fun of me when I had bald spots in the back of my head and I was using paint. I mean, I was literally doing my show and I would use like goo paint and spray on stuff and powders to do that. I couldn't just punch somebody who was mean to me. But this is what many people on the modern left believe. Here's another representative, Congressman Jamal Bowman. Here's what he said. Teachable moment, don't joke about a black woman's hair. And then, of course, he deleted that as well. No, you're allowed to joke about people, and then people are allowed to make fun of you. They're allowed to not associate with you. They're allowed to mock you and all of those things. They're not allowed to physically assault you. This is what laws are. We have freedom of speech, and if someone says something mean to you, you can ignore them or you can say something mean to them, but you can't attack them. Here's a tweet from a University of Florida professor. His name's Michael McDonald. He said, Will Smith just showed Ted Cruz what a real man does when someone belittles their wife. So again, violence is okay when you're offended. This should not, I think you see what I'm doing here. Everything that these last 5 or 6 years has been about has led us to this, that it will be okay to just assault people. Now, interestingly, and this is a sort of sidebar, and I did not know this, but several people have mentioned it, and my guys mentioned it this morning. Will Smith happens to be in an open marriage. Now, you can judge that or not judge that. If they're fully happy in their marriage and they feel fully actualized and they're both having sex with other people, I don't know exactly what that means, or do they bring other people in the bedroom or anything else. But basically, you can bang Will Smith's wife, but you can't make a joke about her. That seems to be where we're roughly at in this thing.